episode of Opinionated Off Topic. Today I'm with my co-host, Carlos Mojica. Looking real good over there, you know. Look like you got a haircut or something. I don't know. Did you get a haircut recently?
No, not about 3 weeks out.
Man, and then
Need one.
We got my homie Jose. You can see his stuff in the background. We'll get into that later. But got my homie Jose doing this podcast. We shot him before in the past, but this one's gonna be way better, and it's gonna sound better, look better. Everything's gonna all come along very well. Without further ado, I'd like you to introduce yourself. Kind of, who are you today?
My name's Jose Colon. I'm a realtor. I started my own car club, and I do a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
How long you been doing realty?
I'm going on my third year now. Yeah, it's been a fun ride. I'm kind of getting into more settling in to it.
Is that
now.
something that you've always tried to do or wanted to do, or is it just something that kind of came upon you?
No, I think I've always wanted to be a realtor or work in real estate. I've had a couple of side jobs in the industry, but not full like being a realtor. So it kind of showed me a bunch of stuff. So I was and then also my mom's a realtor, so it's that was what I was kind of destined to be. Honestly, I feel like I was destined to do that.
Before, I guess now, growing up, are you from here? Because before we started the podcast, you and I were talking. I didn't know your mom was from Germany.
I didn't even catch that, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't even know
Are
that.
you from Germany as well, or?
No. Well, my family's from Killeen. I'm from Killeen, Texas. It's the military base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the reason my mom was born in Germany here is because of the military.
Okay.
So my mom was in Germany, and then they came to Killeen,
Yeah.
and then that's
Okay.
when I was born.
I got you.
Yeah. So I've been in Killeen. I moved out here in 2007 in
Okay.
Austin. Yeah.
Did you plan?
I was in 4th grade.
It was 15, 16 years ago?
Yeah. Something like that.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it was a while. I was a little kid. Yeah, I was I think I was 10, so that's 12 years ago now.
Did it suck leaving all your friends there and coming here and have to make new friends, or you're that's whatever?
Most definitely. Killeen is definitely way different than Austin is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, something about the K, bro. Something about Killeen, for
Killeen's
sure.
crazy. Yeah.
Growing up over there, well, because since you said it's different, over there is sports different. Did you play any sports growing up?
Oh
or?
no, I didn't even know about sports until I moved to Austin.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Killeen, I was real sheltered just because there's a lot going on over there in that city.
Isn't it kind of bad down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was real sheltered, kind of, and my mom, she had some land, so I just grew up with my two sisters playing in the land all the time. That's all I can remember really, and then I came out here and then became city life. It was way different. Yeah.
Was it, I guess, kind of like a culture shock to you, or no?
I can't really remember too much, how I felt when I was switched over, but it is definitely different than being in the big city, and I love it. I love Austin. Period. Yeah.
When you moved here, did you play sports or anything?
Were
you still
Not really. Honestly, I was on some badass kid stuff.
You're one of those baby kids with the gold in your mouth. The silver.
Yeah, I was just doing bad stuff. Wreaking havoc for sure.
Well, I remember when me and him started hanging out and stuff. He was like, "You remember me from high school?" He's like, "I was kind of bad, right?" He's like, "I was one of those ISS kids."
Yeah,
it was just
well, even before, I played sports in middle school, and I didn't learn how to. I started my first sport was football. I started playing that in little league 5th grade. And then I learned how to play basketball 5th grade. So I was real late because honestly, a lot of kids around me were already playing flag and tackle in 4th grade. I didn't know nothing about sports until 5th grade. Honestly, I grew up with all women, so it was they didn't really
yeah,
show
that's
me
understandable.
Yeah, and then I started playing basketball for real 7th grade, and I didn't make the basketball team. After that, I was I want to play basketball, and then I played select, and then that was it. I really just hoop now.
Yeah. Do you still hoop?
I still hoop.
Yeah,
I coach basketball
too. They
too.
always talk about that in the group message, about hooping and stuff.
Yeah, I hoop a lot. I try to stay in shape. That's the best way. I don't really like to work out too much, so I try to stay in shape through basketball.
Do you hoop on a certain day? Or is it just kind of
It's
spontaneous?
just random because
Yeah.
I don't know. My schedule's really random, so whenever I can fit it in, I fit it in.
I was just telling our other roommate that I want to start hooping.
Get some shots up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to if we could do something a daily thing, then I can fix my schedule around it. But I just really ran, like, it's really
Random
yeah.
Or even just like once a week where we can just fix a day to hoop. Because I mean, yesterday I worked out with like Bash and Key, and before we worked out, they like had a hoop sesh at the gym. Like they played one game, and I was like, that's a good way to like get some cardio in because I hate running personally now. So it's like I'd rather hoop and then go lift or hoop after lifting or something like that.
Yeah,
So
most definitely. Yeah,
cool.
I definitely
Cool to
want
get
to
into.
be more consistent with it because I definitely, like, as I'm getting older, I feel I see myself getting out of shape. So I definitely need that.
Oh yeah, easy is
Very
easy,
easy.
bro.
Yeah.
You're not as active anymore, and then you got to work, and then it's like you're tired from working. Then it's just life is life. So
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we got the Slowboyzz stuff in the background. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Slowboyzz is my a car club I started early to 2020. It was really just it was like spontaneous on like how it started. It was just like me and my two homies, and we were just trying to figure out like our Instagram names because we were trying to start car pages like for our cars, and I decided to go like the Slow A3, and then my homie was like the Slow A4, and then like my other homie, he didn't really have like the Slow in his name, but we were all together, and then we're just like, we might as well just start a group, the Slowboyzz, and it kind of just it just came along just like that, and then more we started going to car meets, it just started growing, and now it's pretty big. Like we got like over 1,000 followers on Instagram. I think it's only getting better.
Yeah.
y'all have the chapter too, the El Paso chapter.
Yeah. So we had someone reach out and said they really liked our like logo and what we're about, and they're in El Paso, and they wanted to start their own group out there in El Paso and use our logo and stuff like that. So we definitely said for sure. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
How long? Have you always been into cars? And if not, what made you like get into cars?
I've always liked fast cars. Like my mom used to have a 5.0 like Fox body Mustang. So I've always been into cars and like driving and stuff, but I never really had the money to like right away buy a car like that and like start building it. And I ended up getting the Audi. Luckily, I bought the Audi, and I started watching YouTube. YouTube really just put me on like people like building cars, and I was like, maybe I could do something with that with my car. I have a pretty nice car. I have an Audi, so I might as well do something with it. And then ever since then, it's been like full speed. Like I want to do this car stuff with my car because I figured out like my car does have a lot of potential. So
was that Audi your very first vehicle, or were you driving before that? If you had a vehicle before that,
my very first car was a Ford Focus. It was the worst car ever. Literally, I had to roll up all the windows manually, lock all the doors.
I remember them days. You gotta crank that.
Yeah, it was literally crank.
Go that forearms.
And like the radio didn't have no aux, so I had to replace the radio and get an aux cord. It was so bad. I had that for about a year. It was like my senior year. I ended up crashing it, and then I ended up crashing it into a parked car. Like I was just looking down at my phone too long, and I hit a parked car in my neighborhood, totaled it.
Damn.
Remind me not to ride with you.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting an E46 BMW, and that was like
Clean.
I really fell in love with German cars then.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I'm like Euro cars, and I got lucky. My mom bought a new car, and she had the Audi at first, and
The one you currently have?
Yeah, and I was making a lot of money, and I just told her, I was like, I'll buy your car. I could take over your note for you, and then I'll just keep the Audi if you don't want both. And she was cool with it, so I ended up getting approved. I switched it over into my name, and she basically gave it to me. But I'm paying for it, so it's not really giving it to me, but she basically gave it to me.
Yeah,
she sold it to me.
Basically, yeah.
I took over her note because she got another car. Yeah, she had two cars.
She didn't like it or what?
I don't know. She's not really an Audi person. She
What
really likes Mercedes and Lexus,
What'd you
and
get?
she ended up getting a Mercedes.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
that
she
makes
was like
sense.
not driving the Audi at all. And my BMW was falling apart. It's like 2004, so like everything's getting old, and
Yeah.
so like, and I was a young kid, and like I was working, but I was making money, but like
You're
not
not-
enough to rebuild like an old ass BMW.
Were you constantly putting money into it?
all the time?
Wait.
Like, go ahead.
Like how many miles did it have when you bought it?
My Audi,
No, the BMW.
the BMW was probably like 175,000
Yeah,
miles. So
that
it was
would
like,
make sense.
so it's like everything, like the freaking like light thing where in the middle is falling off, the whole like headlights, like whatever it's called. I forgot what
You
it's
talking about the lining?
The lining, yeah, all the liners like hanging and
yeah,
loose.
hanging
It was
down.
like,
That's a
I had to
pain in the
spend a
ass to
whole
do.
summer, like a whole summer with no AC and black leather
hell
seats
no.
Fuck
in
that.
that car. It was terrible.
Hell no.
Yeah, black leather seats in the summer is terrible.
Did you sell that car to like?
Yeah, and I regret selling it now because I probably could have like built it now and like had it because I only sold it for $1,000.
Damn.
Like I basically gave it away.
Damn.
Yeah,
What year was it? 04?
it was a 04. Yeah, it was super clean. Like the paint was really clean too. So it's like I could have did something with
You
it
could
later
have just
on.
fixed up all the.
I could have
minor
just
things.
kept it.
Yeah.
$1,000, you know, like
Yeah, it's
It's-
not a lot, bro.
it's not a lot.
You
Like,
might,
especially
you might
like-
as well keep it.
Yeah.
Unless you just need that additional money for like a down payment or something,
yeah,
or just need it.
yeah. So I just ended up keeping the Audi, and then I had the Audi for like a year and a half, and then I started building it ever since that. Like it was like a year and a half after having the whole Audi for a while. Yeah.
I like cars. I just couldn't. It's too damn expensive, bro.
It is really
hobby.
expensive. Yeah,
It's
Oh,
an
it is an
expensive
expensive hobby.
especially when you start building a car, stuff starts breaking. So you got
Not even that, but I feel like once you start building a car, you're like, damn, I want this now. I want this now. I want this now. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah,
You
like
gotta be
We're
really
gonna move
patient.
this and that. Like, bro, it's a constantly you just go.
You got to be really patient too, because I mean, a lot of people will like. You don't want to build your car up too fast, because then you get bored. You want to enjoy like the parts you get on it, enjoy those, get new parts, continue to build it like that until it's done. Because I mean, that's like kind of what you did. Like
Yeah.
you just said you built your car up, and I kind of wanted to go in depth about like what was the first thing you built and like kind of where you're like basically kind of just walk the audience through like what's on the car and what's done to it.
Okay, yeah, like I definitely went through phases with the car, and I feel like I'm probably like at like phase like 2.5. So like phase 1, I lowered the car, like I lowered it, I changed the grill, and I got an intake, and then I got it tuned for stage 1, and that was the first stage. I had that for like 3-4 months, and then I started like I ended up running into a bunch of money, and I ended up buying everything to go stage 2. Yeah, so I have so like stage 2 of the car, I went. It was downpipe, intercooler, and then I got like a diverter valve, just a bunch of like bolt-ons really, and then I got new wheels. They weren't the wheels I have now. They were like some stock S3 wheels, and that was like phase 2. I ended up crashing the car.
Before you get into the crash,
Another crash.
Before you get into the crash, can you explain a little bit of what the parts are that you put into the car that
Okay,
for
yeah.
people
okay,
like
so,
me who don't know, you know?
Yeah, so downpipe is basically what connects to the turbo. It's a part of the exhaust. Most of cars have cats, like they call it like a catalytic converter. It basically like filters some of the air that goes through, and basically what the downpipe does is get rid of the cat, and so it's more like airflow, better
Because
airflow.
catalytic converters make your car slower.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
restrict power, but that's why it's just for emissions and stuff. That's why all cars have cats.
Which
So it's illegal to.
it's illegal to do. Yeah,
to remove
and
them.
it's in Travis County they don't allow it. I know if you go to San Antonio, they don't do emissions in San Antonio, so it's fine. But the intercooler cools the car down, cools the turbo whenever you're pushing it. The stage 2 tune is basically what they did is they hacked the computer of the car, the ECU, and turned it up. Yeah, and then I got the transmission tuned as well, so it makes
That's good.
shift at higher RPMs, which RPMs is like it's
Rotation per revolution per
exactly,
minute,
yeah.
So the RPM is you on your 2 dashes, the one that says 1 through
1,000,
7,
yeah,
8,
yeah.
whatever.
And it goes times 1,000.
Yeah, and then it has the red lines. That's where
Exactly,
your
yeah. So
RPMs
like
are.
your car usually shifts at like a regular car probably shift at like 3,000, 4,000 RPM. My car shifts at like 7,500, which is not like some cars shift higher. I know your Mustang revs out.
I mean, honestly, your car's my Mustang stock is like 7,500 because
They're still, like,
most
high.
American cars aren't high revving cars, like, and neither really are German cars unless they're Porsches or BMWs. They make high revving cars, but most high revving cars are really like Japanese cars, like JDMs 10,000 type shit when it comes to like. Yeah, that's like two-step them and all that. Yeah,
my car goes up to like a money shift, like on perfect shift, like high when I'm racing or something, it's probably like 7,700 right at 8. I could push it to 8,000, but it's like.
Are you nervous to do that because your car's older?
You know, sometimes I am, but I've hit the limiter there a couple times because my car, if I hit the limiter on my car, it backfires and it pops a lot. Like, and I mean, it sounds cool, but it's not good for the car.
A lot of people be throwing pistons and shit because they don't know how to drive, and then they'll just pop
hit the limiter. And
every time. I'm like, certain cars you just can't beat up on cars like your car. It does have like bolt-ons and stuff, but it wasn't like made for that. Yeah. So you still have to think about that at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I would say personally, I've been really careless with it. To be honest, I've been full send with the Audi. I'm not even gonna lie.
And well, getting back to phase 2. So you put all that stuff on. Then after that.
Yeah. So right now, at this point, I have these S3 wheels. I'm stage 2. I end up crashing the car. I was racing and.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
I was video you showed me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna ruin it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was racing one of my friends, and we ended up getting followed by a car, and then like they were taking pictures of us and recording this. So I'm like, I just was thinking like, might as well just hit the gas and just drive away so they don't get a picture of me. So I'm hitting the gas and I'm going about like 150 down the highway, and I hit my brake. I'm on some shitty tires. That's the bad part. That's what made me crash is the tires. I probably had on like some $60. $70 tires.
Damn,
like some bad
for real?
chip.
What were you
just had to get some tires real quick or what?
Well, before I even knew about performance tires, I used to just go to the Pflugerville tires and just get
what was there?
like some all seasons. Like they just have like all season, like all around like $60 to $80. They had the hookup there though, but they would be brand new tires, but they were just not
made for what you trying
what I was
do.
doing. So so 150, go on the highway, I hit the brakes, my tires don't hook. My car just starts fishing.
Oh my god!
And then I just go straight into the ditch, which is right next to the highway. And luckily, crazy, it was perfect. Like my car missed the pole. It went through the grass.
Barely too.
And then it literally went through the grass and hopped itself right back onto the street, like on the emergency lane. And I just turned the car off and I just looked. And then I looked underneath. All my fluids were out. And
how much did that cost to get fixed? You mind me asking?
New trans. New oil pan. It was about $7,000.
Damn, you don't think it would have? Well, your car you probably paid like. I remember last time you were here, you said you paid like $8,000 into your car, so it definitely wasn't totaled out. But was it close?
I think my insurance would have totaled the car.
Okay,
but I would.
How much is the car worth?
Right now, like what they're trying to think, probably around $10K. But I wouldn't take $10K for my car.
I wouldn't either.
Not
for what you've done.
Yeah, my car.
I would say like.
That's why I don't think
like
I would ever sell the car.
Like 15.
I would sell the car for $16,000 cash.
16, cash.
Yeah, but I don't think I would ever sell the car like back, because they'll.
No.
And that's what I was thinking. That's why I decided to fix the car, because like I would have been stuck, because it would have been my fault. They would have totaled the car out and not gave me no money. I would have been stuck. I would have had to buy a stock car. And I would have had to start over and save money to mod a car.
Yep, and it's a pain in the ass.
And I'm like already like, I would say at this point like 70% done with the car. Right now, like as of today, I'm probably about like 80. But at that time, I was like, it's not worth it starting over. So I had the money. I fixed the car. Took me about 2 months in the shop, and then I destroyed the bumper too. Like so this is where I'm at now. So all the rims were bent. All the trans was fucked. The oil pan was fucked. Can I cuss?
No, yeah.
You're
my
good.
bad.
Nah, you're good.
So I ended up getting new wheels, new bumper, new trans, new oil pan, all the new seals and stuff. So that's where I'm at now. Damn. $7,000 later. Yeah. So I'm about, with maintenance, probably about like 20,000 in.
Regardless if you have the money or not, like that's still like hurts.
Oh man, yeah, it definitely.
Damn.
Especially because like
$7,000.
you just put in the context like how much you did to the car with mods, and it's like, damn, bro, I paid like $1,000 more bucks at the time or more, and it's like those were all mods. This is just to get it running.
Yeah, just to get it back. Yeah.
And mods are always optional.
And I needed
too.
new tires, and this time I learned my lesson. Tires are expensive. I got Toyos on it now, and it's like
good. That's good.
they're like $250 a tire or something like that.
Those are good.
That's
Crazy.
It's worth it though. I mean, especially if you're driving a fast car. Like, there's no point in having a fast car. Like, all these people be buying fast cars and they can't even hook up to the road, so it doesn't matter.
And
Are you?
I
hook up.
I
every
definitely
time.
realized tires
Crazy.
are definitely important since that day.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd ever cheap out on tires ever again.
Nah,
I just knew they're important from when we watched bullshit on TV. Like people just like doing the drag races, can't hook up, and just some don't even go. They just stop and then the car goes. But some just go and they just go left, go right, crash into something.
Yeah, tires are really important.
Tires are probably like honestly, that's probably like the most important one of, if not the most important thing.
I had a friend crash at the track.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, but
because he had bad tires.
I'm not even finna. Is it who I'm thinking of?
Mm-hmm.
But he can't drive. But I'm not finna. I'm not finna throw him under the bus.
But I had a friend because he had bald tires at the track. Lost his car. I don't know. He just didn't know.
Bro, he almost.
How do you not know?
But he just can't. He can't drive, bro. Like
I mean, regardless if you can drive or not, I feel
No,
like you shouldn't be driving on bald tires. Period.
I'm telling
on
you,
a
he's
track.
the type of person that got a fast car and just floored that shit.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like I'm talking about in the parking lot, like. There's certain people that just do not need to have fast cars and use one of them.
Yeah, but it's all right.
But it's all good though. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but tires are important. That's what I'm trying to get at mainly. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at now, and then I got a couple things on the way, and then I really want to wrap my car, and I really want to paint my wheels that I have. And that would be my final stage. I think I'll be.
You would just make it. Well, you would be. I feel like you'd be fast for like what you have, but you would have like a show car. Is that what you kind of want to go
I want to be a show car, but I'm also going to try and be the fastest 1.883 in the whole world.
Are you close?
I think so.
Have you what's
well I have 3 friends that are like all over the US that have the big turbo setup, and I think I have more mods than them right now other than the turbo, so I think I'll make more power.
Are you going to gut your car to beat the time?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No, so like no one really mods my car. I know like the biggest horsepower they make in my car right now is 380. I think I'll make 400.
That's crazy though.
To me, yeah, my car comes with 120.
Your car is small, so that shit's gonna be fast as hell.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think all this should be done before the end of the year.
And this is coming out of a 4-cylinder, right?
Yeah, 4-cylinder.
That's a lot
turbo.
of power, bro.
1.8 turbo, not even a 2.0.
That's a lot.
Most 4-banger fast cars come with a 2.0. This is a 1.8, so it's like it's way different.
All the stuff that you like, all the mods you get, do you do all that stuff yourself, or do you take it somewhere to get done?
No, I go to United Euro. That's my guys over there. Like
you trust them and stuff.
Yeah, most of my cars probably about like 80% done by United Euro.
So for people like, I guess, getting into cars or starting off, like what advice would you give them on like how to choose a place to go to for like stuff like that?
Just go to someone who specializes in what your car have, for sure. Like, you don't want to go to a random shop and just, that they work on like LS or like they work on like Chevys, and you don't want to take them Audi, So definitely go to someone. If you're going to build your car, go to someone that has like experience doing that car. Like,
go ahead.
Oh, that's basically what
I was gonna say, do you think it's like bad that people like specialize in one or specialize in like multiple? Because I remember what was that shop we used to have the meet at, Bytronic?
Mm-hmm.
They had like the flag up of all the cars they've worked on, and it was like from Mustang and Chevys all the way to like.
Well, I think it's a little bit different with them.
I don't know.
It's just because they're tuners.
Okay.
And
so
most of it is just
tunes?
software. Yeah, just plug and play software.
Okay, I got you.
But
can any tune any car?
No.
I mean, well, so like how my car is, like it's a plug and play, so they just have to be a dealer of the tune. So,
but yours isn't specifically like off a dyno, because like most people, like most cars, you dyno it first stock, and then you have that paper, and then as you put mods on it, you tune it.
It's definitely different tuning.
Yeah, there's just different ways.
There's some cars that like you have to like go through the laptop and like you can create your own tune.
Yeah, custom.
And then there's plug and play tunes. Like my car is just like you hook the car up, you hook it up to this, you hack it, and then you just switch to ECU. That's really
very similar to like most people know of Bama tunes for Mustangs, like at least the older ones, like 2014 GTs and stuff. That's what people would buy, like, or JB4s. Like that's like
exactly, for Beamers, like JB4. Like there's just something they plug tunes in. But there is people that specify in certain cars too. Like we were talking earlier, like there's like Audi Racing. I don't know exactly.
Palm Beach.
Yeah, there's like they specialize in those cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like Exodus Performance here in Austin. They do like Chevy motors.
And then what's his name? Who does the VQs and the Nissans? What is that?
Oh, Admin.
Admin. Yeah.
Yeah. So Admin is the best guy. So like people for that car go to him. They get tuned.
What is tuning?
Basically just hacking the computer system and getting it to basic like work how you want it to go with your mods. Mm-hmm. Because if you just plug some stuff into your car, like upgrade some stuff, the computer's not going to know how to use those mods
to
the full potential. Yeah. Exactly. So you have to tell the computer how to run with those mods to get the full potential.
And two, like just with tuning, also like most people, like when you buy a car, people are like, "Oh, my car is so fast," but then you go race someone with the same exact car. Like when I first got my Mustang, for example, people would want to race me all the time, and they'd beat me because they'd have full bolt-ons. So, which full bolt-ons, like a short-term definition, is like anything you can bolt onto the car. So, like headers, cold air intake, exhaust. Those are like considered bolt-ons. And are you gonna port your manifold?
Well,
or no?
So there wasn't
or did no one
there wasn't that mod for my car because no one does that really. But there's this company out of Ohio that just made a ported intake manifold for my car, and I haven't talked to anybody that has it yet. So I want to try it out, but I don't know. If it's worth it yet, because it's $1,000. So I don't know if I want to be the first person to try it and not do anything for my car.
That's another reason, like, just with European cars, like it just costs so much to do stuff to them.
Nice YouTube video.
Yeah. Everything I say though, every different part is $1,000 probably. You want a downpipe, $1,000. You want an intercooler, $1,000. You want a radiator, $1,000. Turbo, $1,000. Just everything's like right there.
Do you have what do you have on your car that's cosmetically done besides wheels?
I have the RS3 bumper upgrade.
Okay.
So it's facelift. I have the RS3 grill. So my car's front end is completely different. The grill's different. The bumper's different. I have carbon fiber almost everywhere, but it's all fake. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's all fake.
That's cool. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, your car's
not.
It's not like it's. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a certain like
my
trim,
mirror caps.
You know,
my mirror caps are definitely real because they can be visible. But I have like a bunch of like carbon fiber wrap on the inside of the car. So everything on the inside of the car is carbon fiber, but it's just wrap. Yeah, but it looks dope.
Yeah. It's not cheap, so I don't blame you. Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, but like my mirror caps were like, they're real. They're real carbon.
Which probably expensive, right?
And I have a wing that's carbon fiber rear too. Those
are the parts that matter. The interior.
Like the interior is just wrapped because I'm the only one in the car, but all the carbon on the outside is real.
Why is it so expensive? Do you know?
What carbon is? Yeah. I honestly don't know.
It's a crazy ass material. Like it's just super light and
it's way lighter.
And it's very, very durable. Like when we watch like those videos and like Porsches or like McLarens, like any like high end car brand or like exposed full carbon, like that's insane to make like the whole body of the car exposed carbon because it's like the material is hard to make, it's durable and it's super light and it's like significantly lighter.
Way lighter.
Like way lighter.
Yeah.
Like if I gave you
and
like
it's
a
hand
regular
stitched.
spoiler,
Most of it's stitched.
Yeah, if I give you like
it's like woven.
When you say durable, as in like
if you
not necessarily take an impact,
it's
but
just
like
strong.
Okay.
Yeah, like for it being
weathering
as light
and stuff like that.
Yeah, for it being as light as it is, you would think it would be like not strong, kind of like just because it's like it's light, so I feel like it's.
I always knew like it was expensive. I just never knew why.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was light too. I just never knew like why it's so expensive.
Like I want to get the carbon fiber GT350 wing on my car. And then my wing's nice, but I'll definitely be able to tell when I like take them off, and I'll probably like let you like hold both, and you'll be able to tell.
Yeah, for sure. Carbon definitely makes your car lighter. Like I don't know, like if you replace actual things that are heavy, like fenders, doors, like stuff like that, hoods, they make it different. It's not cheap though. Yeah, it's definitely not cheap. Yeah.
Cool. Well, going into like what you own now. You're almost done with the car. What's kind of next in line for like purchases? You think like do you have anything coming up that you want to buy vehicle wise or like what's the next steps vehicle wise?
I definitely want this is gonna sound weird coming from a German car and like I've always had like European cars, but I want an F-150 single cab. like the truck.
Them things be hauling, boy.
But I want the one with the same motor as your car, the
Mhm.
Gen 3 Coyote in it.
And the 10-speed.
Yeah, it's a 10-speed. It's that thing. Those trucks are really nice. And I've never been a truck person, but I've been doing my research. I want it. That's definitely something on my mind.
If I wasn't in the position I was in, I would get another truck. Like the only reason I'm not getting a truck is because I don't need one. Like I'm not doing anything for me to have a truck.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just
They're just convenient.
they're convenient and like once you like have a truck and you drive it consistently, you don't really want to go back to anything else. At least that's how it was for me. It's how it was for my dad. Just because it's like, I don't know, it's convenient. They're nice. Being that high off the ground.
And what's crazy is it's fast as hell.
Yeah.
I know the regular truck, it's really fast, and that's what I want.
Because it's light, too. It's not that heavy.
Yeah, because it's a single cab.
Probably a little bit heavier than my car.
Is it only like a certain year that they made?
I think 2018 and up.
In 2018 and ups are all the Mustangs in 5.0s with 10 speeds. The
How
transmission.
much those run?
Like 40,
Yeah,
45,000.
for a single cab. Yeah, it's because of the motor. So
Damn.
motor and
It's kind of
transmission.
expensive.
a lot.
The motor and transmission is really what makes it so crazy.
Because like a brand new one's like
Yeah,
30,
but
40. But
I
those are
really think
four-door.
it's just because of the car market right now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The car
Well, they also know too. Like most dealers, I mean, not like most dealers are tapped into like racing and like the car scene and stuff. So if they know like people are buying these trucks to do that, they're gonna
They're gonna
upcharge
jack up the
them.
price for
Yeah,
sure.
they're gonna.
You know,
upcharge
I haven't. I've looked into it, but I've only found one, and it was like for sale right now.
Mhm.
There's not really many of them either, so it's kind of hard. But it was like 47,000, something like that.
It was on Facebook.
Carvana, I think.
Have you ever like looked on Facebook for vehicles?
I have, but I don't want to buy another person's build because I don't want to just.
You want your own
You just
build?
have to look because like I'm in the S550 national like Facebook group and it's like 400,000 members and people sell parts in there all the time or Mustangs that are auto modded or stock or whatever and it's like for most part clean ass builds and titles like there's nothing wrong with them and stuff like that. So
I'm in like a LS group like
yeah,
that.
that's like you can find some because I mean a lot of people will like buy a Mustang or whatever, especially like cars like that, American cars, and they'll be like, I want something else, and like it'll be nice taken care of, like to be honest, taken care of than most people would do because I mean, most car people do take care of their stuff. You just have to like, there's certain things like for me, there's certain things I wouldn't buy after someone because I just know how people drive vehicles, like certain vehicles.
Yeah,
but
you gotta definitely be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you know, there's some cars it's like, bro, like an M3 with like 120,000 miles. I'm not gonna buy that because I know they fucking abused it. You know what I mean? So it just kind of comes with the territory.
Do you have a dream car?
RSQ8.
What kind of car is that?
It's an Audi.
It's the SUV.
It's an SUV.
Yeah.
And it's fast.
Isn't it? It's
What does
basically.
John have?
John has a like a Q4.
Yeah.
Because that thing's fast too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. So like the
It's like
RSQ8, it's like your ultimate like dad car.
It's like a Urus, right? It's
But
very
it's like,
similar.
Yeah, it has the same motor.
Yeah, it's like a Urus.
So it has the Lamborghini motor in it, and
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like a Urus.
A Urus,
Audi makes
Lamborghini Urus?
Audi makes Lambo's motors, all of them. Dream car, right? So or one of them.
well, I just think it's funny. It's like it's a dad car, but it's fast. So like you can have your kids in the back and just dust anything. So that's or something.
It's also just like the brand too. Like you see you see an Audi or you see a BMW or whatever, and it's like you're already gonna be gravitated towards it. You see like a Trackhawk looks like but until you
don't even know what it is
Yeah.
when you look
Exactly.
at it until you like
Unless
see
it
the
has the
badge.
wrap on the bottom that says Trackhawk. I mean, even then, people don't even know what it
they
is.
don't even know.
Yeah, they have to see like the hawk on the back or something like you.
I mean, even then, people still like. I didn't know what a Trackhawk was until 2 summers ago.
All the rappers rap about them. That's why people know about them.
Just because they're fast.
Trackhawks, Hellcats, Scats, all the Mopar. That's all rappers talk about.
Yeah.
It's this Dodge shit.
Just because they're fast.
Kinda.
Kinda.
They're
Just
fast.
driving a straight line.
I get a Demon. That'd be probably the only like Mopar car I'd be like. Remember when we saw that Demon? Shit was crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
Do you like Porsches?
I love Porsches. I'm not even gonna lie. I want my second dream car would be a RWB Porsche. RWB is a body kit, and they make their own Porsches.
Yeah, the dude that like they pay it like because that same video I showed you in the garage, I showed him and like dude literally was just smoking cigarettes and they're just watching.
You have
him.
to fly him out. It costs $100,000
Yeah.
to fly him out, and you gotta supply him a bed, cigarettes, and he'll build your car for
build
you.
your car, and you gotta like buy the parts.
You gotta buy the.
obviously.
No, well, it's $100,000 everything.
Everything, yeah.
And then you already have to have the car painted and the car.
And those cars are like 180 to get at least.
Yeah, so you're in like 350
Yeah.
grand, but it's the best Porsches ever.
Yeah.
God.
Ever.
Because they're like
They're
it's like the
beautiful.
body kits normally are like they're for like Porsches like late 80s or like to 90s. So like any of the newer Porsches, I haven't seen like a RWB build yet. I'm sure there'll be one at some point, but it's like you're getting that car to have a show car. Like it's still fast. It's still a Porsche. Most of them are 911s. So like
That's crazy. That's a
I
lot.
love Porsche. Porsches, like when I watch all the YouTube videos about like drag racing cars, like I think Porsches win most of the time too.
they're
Like,
super
fast,
quick off the
and
line.
they're all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
They're fast. Yeah,
And
I
they're
like
just
Porsche.
the ultimate driving experience. Like every single car enthusiast that drives a Porsche, they say like nothing matches it when it comes to like pure driving experience. Like there's nothing that matches Porsches.
One day. For
Exactly. I want to at least drive one soon.
Because my dream is either the GT3 RS or the GT4 RS.
Put them on, bruh.
Sure. I like GT3 RSs too. Yeah.
The Cayman GT4 is gonna be crazy too.
They just stopped making.
I watched this YouTuber out of Houston, and there's so many GT3 RSs in Houston.
Really? I've seen like there's a lot of here too, low key. I've seen like 5 here, different colors.
I seen a GT3, but it wasn't an RS, but it had a white roll cage in the middle. It was dope.
So the GT3, they discontinued the GT3 RS from like this past year. From like the last one was 2019. They didn't make it 2020, 2021, and they're making it again this year. So like they stopped making it. So the GT3, which is like it's the GT3 is more like it's not practical, but it's more practical than the GT3 RS. Like it's better for everyday use. GT3 RS is strictly a track car. Like roll cage, all that shit's like in it already. When you get a GT3 RS.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's already put in the car. That's a lot of people like YouTubers that get custom like grills engraved into them. Like Adam LZ, he just sold his GT3 RS to get the 2022 GT3 RS, and it's not even out yet. Porsche sent him one.
Dang.
Must
yeah,
be-
they're
They
dope.
just released the GT4 RS. Is it out yet?
Yeah, well, it's not out, but you can order. Like people have been pre-ordering them. But the thing with the Cayman, everyone loved the Cayman, and now they put the engine from the 911 GT3 RS into that as well. So I told Carlos like, it's in my opinion, it's gonna be better because the GT3 RS isn't a mid-engine car. So like to explain this to people, a mid-engine car is like the engine is like half of the differential. So it's like, you know, like the new Vet is a mid-engine car.
Yeah.
So it's like not in the back. Like normally people think cars engines are in the front or the back.
Yeah, it's
Mid-engine
in
is
the-
like it's up, like it's a little bit. It should be like where the back seats are. Basically, is where the engine's at. So that gives the power more flexibility to like, you know, you can get on it at certain places, and it has a perfect. That's like the perfect balance for a car. It's like kind of F1 cars made. It's mid-engine, very similar.
Yeah, okay,
So,
I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're saying.
that's like if to kind of break it down for someone if they don't know what that means.
Do you watch F1?
I watch it to a certain extent. I'm not like I don't know much about it, but I do like watch it. Like if it's on,
You'll watch it.
I watch highlights of it on YouTube. I'm definitely interested. I didn't follow it reaching much lately, but I'm definitely interested in it now.
It's dope. I went to the race this past year.
Yeah, I like Coda. I've been to Coda a couple times, so I definitely would. Like, that got me interested in F1.
You should watch
the Netflix show.
Yes.
I watched it. That's why.
Did that like get you into it? Because that's like I knew about it forever, like growing up, but I never really got into it. Then the show came out, and then I told Carlos to watch it, and then he like didn't like it at first, and I was like, nah, for real, like give it a chance.
That's what I was just about to say. Like I'm kind of like I'm new to it, but I'm definitely interested in it because of that show. I was just about to say that I watched the show, and I watched the highlights on YouTube too. There's like, I'm more interested like. So those same courses the F1 people do, well, like F1 does it on the street too. And I like that, like the Grand Prix.
Yeah, dude, the Miami one is this season. Yeah, it's like one of the first few races actually. It's like in March or April.
That's dope.
They just added it this year.
Yeah.
I know because when I recently went to Cali this past summer. I think I went to Cali. I think it was in the summer, but I went to Long Beach and they have the Grand Prix there, and they like one of my friends showed me like literally this is like where all F1B is, and so I got to see that. And I've been interested in that.
How big the sport is, like it's pretty global, but like the fact that it's just now getting popular in the U.S. and we're about to have 2 tracks here, like it's kind of crazy that it feels like it's new, but it's been around forever.
Yeah, Coda's been here for almost 10 years.
Yeah. I think it's been 10 years.
This year's 10 years.
Because the first person to win it was Kimi Räikkönen in 2012, Ferrari.
This year's going to be 10 years.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. I feel like it's more global.
Oh, for sure.
For sure now since the show came out.
But the thing is, it's like, as dumb as it is, like, the U.S. approval is like everything. Like, if the fact that, like, F1's been so big internationally for so long, but they made a Netflix show to really like try to catapult it, make it popular. It just shows like how important like U.S. approval is on everything. It's kind of stupid, but I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. So, because like my favorite team for them in F1 is McLaren.
I like McLaren too. Yeah.
Well, mainly because of Danny Ricciardo, but I mean, if he left the team, I'd probably still be a McLaren fan. The only time I would like leave McLaren, so to say, is Porsche joins.
I was kind of like looking into Audi Racing, but Audi doesn't do any of that.
Not even what's the other one called?
They do DCT.
Indy?
DC.
Indy race?
Oh, IndyCar.
IndyCar? They don't do IndyCar?
Yeah, Audi doesn't. It's like DTM Racing.
Yeah.
That's what Audi does.
So a lot of like Audi, BMW, Porsche, Chevy, Ford, like a lot of those manufacturers will build like Mustangs, Vets, big ass, like they'll like make them like strictly for like circuit racing. Like I posted like on my car page today, like McLaren just made that 600 LT strictly built for the track. So they'll do like stuff like that and kind of like Le Mans, basically. Like okay.
So like that's LMS, right?
Yeah.
So Audi does that.
Yeah, they'll do like those. Like they'll do Audi make like the R8, but it's like a racing kit, like stuff like that.
They did the TTRS, but they did it
that too. Yeah.
They did it TT, and it was front wheel drive. It was weird, but
I do want to go to Le Mans. They have a 24-hour Le Mans.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. And it's even crazier about Le Mans is there's like 4 races going on at once. So it's like different kind of class of cars on the track all at once. That's also what makes it difficult because they're in the way.
I just learned about that too. I don't know too much about that either. But
I didn't know about Le Mans until Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched that recently too.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I just started like, real recently. I just started getting into like different kind of racing because I kind of want to. I've been trying to explore it more. Like, I'm a big fan of rally racing. That's cool.
Rally's fire.
I like rally, like
that. I think that's the most challenging besides F1.
Or like hill climbing too is dope.
Yeah.
Like
Baja too.
Or like Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Audi does Pikes Peak.
That stuff's dangerous as hell too, right?
Yeah, because you got to like, I don't know exactly the details of it, but your car has to perform at like high altitudes and stuff like that. And there's like real curvy roads, like time attack kind of thing.
It's crazy how like you'll see like these car brands every day on the road, and then the average consumer doesn't realize the capability of these. Like, for example, Red Bull won F1 this year, and the engine manufacturer was Honda. And people like look at Hondas and like, oh, they're cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a regular person.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Red Bull's Honda?
Yeah. They won't be next year, but
I think they are actually.
Kind of. They like merge with Red Bull's. Like Red Bull is crazy because
They're making their own stuff now.
Technically, yes, but it's gonna be like Honda's team, just under Red Bull.
That's dope.
Because before Honda, they were
Renault.
Renault, yeah.
And then before that, they were Renault forever. But Renault used to supply 50% plus of F1 engines, and it's like a big French company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably the logo looks like
it's very.
like
You've seen it. It's yellow.
Not like a diamond, but like a sapphire or something like that. It's like goes like that.
Okay. I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of the biggest European brands. But what's surprising? There's no cars over here in the U.S.
They have them, but you
rarely see them.
Rarely,
it's like Saabs. Like you hardly see those.
Probably if they get like imported, like if they move from over there and bring them over here, it's probably like the only time you see them. But I don't think they like sell them here. But I've seen them here. But yeah, Renault and Mercedes made Mercedes, and Mercedes
makes their car in Williams.
They made another one too.
It's just them two.
I could have swore they made.
Because Haas is Ferrari makes Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and Haas.
Haas is the only American team in F1.
And then Honda made AlphaTauri and Red Bull. Aston Martin, I think is McLaren. Or Mercedes. No, you're right. Mercedes makes McLaren's engine.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, it's like super in depth. Like I think we've talked about in other podcasts. Like F1 is definitely like on the come up. I think it's
most definitely. I definitely think if with all this electric stuff they're going on, I think it'll blow up still. But I think that's all that's left for racing. Honestly, before everything goes electric, I think F1 would be.
See, the thing with electric is like interesting with me because like the capabilities of gasoline are still so much better. Like even like with the Ford Lightning coming out, like I still wouldn't even buy it because when it comes to like towing and like all that stuff, the technology, like one of my friends, Zach, like he has a Tesla and he even admits like the technology for electric cars still isn't even nowhere close to where it should be. So it's like
I don't
like them as a car person. It just it's more convenient and it's cheaper. Well, I wouldn't even say it's more convenient because like he has to charge his car like every 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just think it sucks because like California's banning them.
Electric cars?
Really, I didn't know.
No,
that.
they're banning gasoline cars.
Oh, well that makes sense because it's
so like how what are you gonna do? Like anybody who has a gas.
They expect everybody to buy it. They're not cheap.
Yeah, by like 2026 or something like
really?
that. 2030.
They're not cheap.
Well, there's multiple car, and the thing is, there's just so many car companies that are like investing into it heavily, like Volkswagen, which is like
Dodge said they're going completely electric.
That's so stupid to me. Getting rid of Mopar.
Yeah, they're getting rid.
That's the reason why the brand's worth a damn, in my opinion.
Yeah, no one even cares about Dodge unless it's Mopar.
Yeah,
but they committed. I think I read that early last year that they committed to go full electric.
I think my dad told me he thinks they're only going to do that for like a couple years to drive up the price on like the Hellcat resale is going to be insane. Like people are going to be selling that car for $100K.
But yeah, that's the thing though. Is like they can't. I think California is going to not allow you to have that kind of car. Like
so, what if you're taking a visit there, like a trip?
I think you have to. I don't know. I think that's really weird, but I know they for sure have like an exhaust law and all that already. Like that, you can't have an exhaust in California.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Like if I drive from Texas all the way over there, like.
Well, I think if your car's registered in a different state, then your car shouldn't matter. Like the rules don't apply to you. Like I know that applies for like tint and stuff like that. But California's super strict on car laws. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I think other states are trying to follow it. That's why a lot of But a lot of companies are committing to be like full electric. I think and I hate it.
Yeah, I mean,
like even Audi's coming out with a lot of like electric stuff.
Well, that's because like Audi and Volkswagen and Porsche, they like all like work together.
Well, Volkswagen owns
all of them. Yeah. Which is crazy because like again, people will look in Volkswagen to be like it's a Volkswagen, but they don't realize Volkswagen owns all that shit.
They own everything.
So it doesn't even matter.
I think they even own Ferrari.
They do probably.
Like
I would.
Lamborghini.
Lambo. They own Lambo. Yeah.
They own Lamborghini. They own like.
And like BMW does a lot of McLaren stuff. Like BMW makes most of their engines, and like people just don't know this though. They just see like the name and they just like.
Yeah.
So, but kind of want to dive into like your style, kind of like what you have on right now. Do You said that was earlier off camera. You said that was like your best thrift purchase in your opinion that you've got.
Yeah, this is my favorite shirt I ever found on the thrift. It's a vintage Kane shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Kane, the wrestler, WWE.
So what made you like get into like clothing like that? Do you think that like has to do with your like love of cars? So I was telling him, I think a couple weeks ago, like cars and fashion are like very similar. Like cars are art, fashion's art. It's just different forms of it. So like, is that kind of why you got into clothing, or was it something else?
Well, I've always been into fashion, honestly, like my whole life. That was probably one of the bigger things I like started off with not at first, because I definitely had humble beginnings. But once we started like having money and stuff, like I definitely was into clothing and shoes and fashion first before I definitely got into cars. But I feel like the way that I'm into clothes and shoes and style influences on how I guess my car, because like how I want it like stylish and stuff like that too. I guess they go hand in hand with like my vision. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I like have the same vision with both.
Yeah, because you've always had shoes. Cause,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's still on your Instagram, but they have the picture early. It's probably like your freshman or sophomore year at Pflugerville, where you're on the steps with all the shoes.
That was actually my senior year. I won.
Year?
Yeah. So like in the yearbook, they did
best dress.
It wasn't best dress. Okay. They had the most shoe game.
Oh, really?
And as one of the votes. And I had one, so they had to take a picture of me.
That's pretty dope.
In the yearbook for most shoe game. Yes, I've always been like, as soon as like I could afford it, like my mom could afford to like buy me shoes. I've been obsessed with it ever since. So, and like at first I was just like obsessed with shoes and just like I would throw on whatever to go with the shoes. But now I'm real into like vintage and thrifting and throwing on a whole fit. It's real cool. It's something that I'm like very like, it makes me happy personally.
Shoes are a big part of the fit for sure. Because I mean, you can have like nice like top and bottom, but like if the shoes aren't it, it's like
it's like
you can throw on like a white T-shirt, some sweats, and have on some crazy shoes, and people are gonna be like, damn, you look good.
Yeah.
That's just how it
shoes
is.
Shoes are a big part of the fit for sure.
I love shoes. And I still wear the same shoe size, so I can wear all my old stuff still to this day.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I get kind of vibes in.
That's dope though, because I mean, a lot of people are like, I want to hear like how, this is kind of off topic, but I want to hear like your opinion on like the shoe game now, because I know like you're OG, like, and I know there's a lot of people that are like actually been into shoes like forever. You know, like, so you were wearing like phones when they were popping, like KDs, like LeBrons, like you were wearing all that. People weren't wearing that.
Yeah.
But now people are like wearing Dunks and SBs and like ones, and like the price of those shoes are like skyrocketing because they're like, I told him they're just easy to wear with shit. It's a very simple design and they make a lot of colors. But what is your opinion on like that type of shoe game? Like what's your thoughts?
I definitely, because I'm gonna wear the same shoe. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna wear those shoes too. But I hate it. I hate how it's so mainstream, and I think it's social media that did it. Even though social media has been around forever, but they definitely highlighted it more, and I hate it. I really do. I really miss that, how like shoes were exclusive. Like it used to be a thing, like where we used to go and sit in the mall, or like sit in line at the mall
Saturday
outside
morning.
Early in the morning, get the shoes and then wear them to school the next, or like wear them to the movies that night and be the only ones with the shoes on. Yeah. Like that's what like the shoe life was about, like being the only person with. Now it's like people who like wore like, you know, like regular shoes, or like they'll go buy something off the shelf. Like now they got shoe game. It's like it's like I want everybody to win at the end of the day. Like I want everybody to look good. Like I don't care, but it just disappoints me a little bit.
Yeah, and I think too, like, I don't know, like you said, like how people can just buy it off the shelf, or like it's easy access. It's just not special, like you're saying. Like anyone and then people, there's a lot of people, like I know some sneakerheads, if they can't get a shoe retail, they don't buy it.
That's
just
me.
like whatever.
That's me.
Most people, a lot of people don't care. They'll be like, oh, I'll spend $500, which is insane to me. There's like certain shoes that I would spend certain money on when I have it, but it's like a select few. It's like probably less than 5 shoes that are on that list. But there's people that are like, oh yeah, for some Dunks, I'll spend $400 or $500, and it's like, bro.
Or there'll be those TikTokers, and they'll have like so many shoes, and then this be that TikTok where like, what? It's like, what's your first shoe? And it'll be a shoe from like last year. Like, you don't have older shoes. Like, I hate it. Like,
The
Like,
market is definitely saturated.
yeah,
For sure.
I mean, I hate to be a hater too, because like I want everybody to win at the end of the day, but it's like I had tweeted this one time. I was like, if you weren't collecting like early 2012s, like you're not really a sneakerhead. But
It's true.
I feel that way. But then like someone else told me, it was like, what if those people didn't have money back then,
That's
and
true
now they have
also.
money, so they like, you know, everybody our age is working now, so they can like buy shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I feel
But
like
I still feel the same way.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Like people back then, their parents wouldn't buy them whatever they want. Now they have money. Now everybody can buy their own shoes. So that kind of makes sense. But it's still like this is some old stuff, you know. Like
I feel like if you're a sneakerhead though, like you can buy something. Like you don't buy just hype stuff. Like you see, like cause I like stuff will come out like 3s, 4s, whatever, which are kind of like hype ish or like. But people will be like, you'll wear those out and people won't say shit. You can wear some basic ass ones or some dunks out or whatever, and people are like, oh, those are nice. But it's like these other. You didn't know, but like these 4s or 5s I had on cost way more than this pair of dunks I have on right now. But
Yeah.
you didn't recognize them because you're just used to seeing. Because let's be honest, dunks, Air Forces, SBs, ones, they're all similar in style. Like
Yeah.
they're all very aligned. So it's like it's easy to recognize.
yeah,
If they're not the older dunks, they are poorly fucking made.
yes.
Oh yeah, the quality is
The quality
so
on
bad.
dunks
Even
is-
on
And,
ones now,
and,
bro.
Shit.
and they changed the design on the dunks too. Like
They
the
did.
old dunks used to have like some thick ass tongue, like a thick skater, real real
exactly.
skater tongue.
Yes.
The new SBs don't have that. It's like really,
Thin.
it's like
Yeah. And they're like ones. Like
no,
low-key.
I think I like the new SBs, but they're like more like casual, business casual to me instead of like skaterish.
Oh,
They made
yeah.
them more like you could wear a suit with them. Like the old ones, you couldn't really wear a suit with them. Like I think they're just a little bit more fashionable now, which I like. But they're not OG. Like they're not like skaterish, which they're supposed to be because they're skateboarding shoes. I feel like you can't skate any of the new SBs.
You'll
if
probably
you're a
fucking
skater.
tear.
So, we talked about your cars. We talked about your drip. What do you do to supply all this? If you don't mind me asking, put your business up there.
Yeah, I'm a realtor. That's my main job. I work in the property management field, and I also do remodeling together. Like I do it together. That's really what I do. My main focus is to find investors that want to buy rental properties, and I help them find the property first, and then we'll go through the buying process. Once they have the property, I basically tell them what they need to do to get it ready to rent out, and if it's fixable, like on my end, like I can fix it myself. I can do floors, I can do paint. I'll hire myself to do it. So I can pay myself to do paint, floors, cabinets. I can do all of that, and then
It's good to know for the future.
yeah, and then I relist them. I relist them for lease under my real estate license, and I lease them out. And then once they're leased out, I hand them over to my broker, and he manages them, and then I just move on to the next one. And basically, that's all I've been doing the last like 2.5 years is finding fixer-uppers, fixing them, and then renting them out, and then managing them all together.
So would you rather do that, or do you think like selling houses or like commercial? Would you like what
I would
what's like your
definitely
niche, you think?
I think it'd be easier to just start selling houses. Well, I don't think it's easy to sell houses, but I think it's better money in that. But I think you just need to get into sales, you need a rep. So, and I kind of want to flip houses myself. So this is like me. I help people flip houses. So I like teaching myself, like once I have my money to flip houses, I can just do it all. So like I know the process. I'm basically like I guide people through it instead of doing it myself. So I'd rather be in this field than into sales right now because I want to be flipping houses myself soon. Kind of teaching myself the ways.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Are you your own like company, or do you have it like you work for a company?
So my license is hung under a group called 512 Realty. So all my checks go through them. My remodeling company is all mine. I haven't got an LLC yet, but I have a DBA.
Okay.
Yeah, doing business as, and it's just called I do it with me and my homie Randy, and it's called Jose and Randy Flooring. That's all it is, and we've just paid to get a DBA, and So we do remodeling. I do contract work. I have another guy that basically does everything: walls, roof,
That's lit.
everything. So it's usually just us three, and we flip the houses. And then, but the management company I work with is called Ambassador Property Management. I'm not under that company, but they send me. I'm basically working for them, but my license isn't under them. They just send me a bunch of help because they need help. It's just 2 people in that company, so I help them out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's lit. That's lit. So with all that being said, you love the real estate. That's your gig. But with Slowboyzz, going back to that, to tie everything all together, what's going to be your goals for that? And like, what do you want to do with that? Like, what's the plan and vision for all that?
The biggest vision is with Slowboyzz is to be a pretty big car club, but we want to focus more on being more of a family than a car club. So we do want to be big, but we want to add people who fit in and that that can be family right away. There's a lot of car groups that have a lot of friends, but we want to just be like an actual family. I mean, or just a bunch, like the car groups have a bunch of random people that just want to be in a car club and they just talk at car meets. I want to build a family out of it, someone that can definitely last forever. And from there, once we get that established, then we want to start moving and growing and adding more chapters and definitely merch coming, car meets, car cruises. Our biggest thing that we've hosted, like we used to host meets, they were pretty big. They weren't the biggest, but they were pretty lit.
They're pretty dope.
But the biggest thing that we usually host are the cruises, and they usually get like 100 to 200 cars, and we all cruise together. That's probably going to be our main focus. Maybe even getting into throwing like rallies, not like off like rally racing, but like throwing rallies, like having like going to different like big cities and booking hotels and nice stuff like that. That's probably the in route. But we definitely right now we're just trying to grow as a group to learn like to build first. We're trying to get it like a nice family oriented group first before we even move forward with anything.
Would you make like a YouTube channel, or like would you try to like funnel your content to kind of like make people think you're taking it serious, like document everything?
Yes, definitely thinking about, we want a YouTube channel, we got an Instagram, just trying to, we would definitely want to get global. I think a lot of us want to do, I think with the YouTube, a lot of us, I think if we do it together as a group, it'll actually blow us all up individually as well. I think because everybody that I know personally, all like they're all their own individual, and they all like everybody in Slowboyzz could have their own TV show, honestly. So it's like we're just waiting for our time to come, honestly.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
and
cool.
The other thing is like each person has their own car, so it's like every car is different. It could be the same car, but it's just like it's different to what you do with it.
It's all personality at the end of the day. Like, yeah.
The biggest thing is it's definitely trying to find the right people to represent us, because we do like there's a lot of like different kind of bad stuff, and that I don't want to be poorly represented.
Yes.
And
the car community is it's interesting. Like there's people that are very immature in the car community. It's like 16, like young kids that just, they get something fast or whatever, and they act reckless. Or then there's people that are just dicks in the car community.
Yep.
Like they just talk shit, start shit, unnecessary shit. There's just like so many different. Then there's like the race community, which is like, to be honest, it's very toxic because it's just like, it's like my car's faster than you, so I can talk any kind of way to you because my car's faster, and it's like you still can't talk fast or talk any kind of ways to me just because your car's faster than mine. But that's just like how people think, though. It's like they don't respect you if you're not fast, and that's shit like that.
And that's definitely part of like why our quote unquote our recruiting way. Like if we were gonna add somebody, it definitely could not be any of those topics you said. So that's why right now we're working on finding and growing the group within first, and before we move on with anything else, because we don't want to have those kind of people in our group while we're blowing up either. because they're gonna. I don't want to be ever poorly represented.
At the end of the day, it's just all fun. Like sometimes, I don't know that stuff. I mean, because I was kind of out the car scene for a while when I was in college, and then when I got back into it and like seeing certain things, I was just like, I was older, so it was different. But I was just like, man, a lot of people are just really immature still, and they like it. I don't like it. It doesn't matter what you drive. Like you like it, it's nice. Like it's customized to your taste, and like you should be happy with it. People shouldn't talk shit on your car. Like there's obviously stuff we don't like, and it's like, I wouldn't have done that, but I'm not gonna go tell that person that. Yeah. Especially if they spent their hard-earned money on that and stuff. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I'm big on being you. So whatever, if you're gonna be, whatever you like, it's whatever you want. If don't try and be other people. I don't like how like people talk. I do see that a lot. A lot of people talk down on other people's cars. I don't do that.
And it's like sometimes like I like when stuff's different. Like if that shit's off the wall, to me that's doper because it's like, wow, you really did that. You attempted to do that, and you know you're gonna be unique at every event you go to. Your car's gonna look different.
Yeah, and who cares what anybody thinks of you? Like, be you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
unapologetically yourself.
Yeah, 100%. And if someone's gonna judge you, who are they to judge you? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
That's how.
So you said, I mean, not everybody can afford these things, so it's like they're doing what they can.
100%. And
what they want to do with their car.
That's the thing too, because me, like, I really like at one point in my life, like I couldn't have anything, so it's like I understand, and to me to be where I'm at now to can do whatever I can do close to whatever I want, it's like I respect anybody who's struggling right now because I know how it is to be there. So it's like I'm never gonna judge somebody if they drive a bad car, their car's fucked up, or anything like that.
And there's those people in the car community that think like just because they bought something they can like, I don't know. It's the car community is so weird because it's I respect personally. I respect a build of like something decent, but it's built super nice and super clean more than someone just like, oh yeah, I just bought a 2021 BMW brand new off the lot, and they pull up to a car meet with it and it's stock, but it's brand new, so they think like since their car is new and more expensive, they can act a certain way, but it's like you didn't do anything to it. It's just a brand new car.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah.
So people are like that in the car community. They'll just go buy some shit and then show up to car meets and then just act a certain way.
Not to just thrash the car community, but there is so many assholes in
so
many different ways.
It's bad, bro.
And that's why I really want to be this family kind of thing, because I don't like talking. Well, if you talk shit about me personally, I'm gonna take it a certain way. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you could just talk shit about me, but I'm not gonna intentionally talk shit about nobody.
No.
And that's just not me. I'm not the one that like I try to stay away from drama.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like the car community is a lot of drama. That's why that's the big thing with Slowboyzz is trying to. When I say family oriented, it's like I'm trying to stay away from all that.
Oh yeah. Well, anything else you would like to add, or you?
Yeah, no, you have any questions for us?
Not really. I should follow my Instagram?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have
we'll put everything in the description.
Okay,
yeah,
better.
stuff like that. Description, all that good stuff, so you don't have to worry about all that. We'll put yours. We'll put theirs as well.
Yeah.
Slowboyzz. Shout out Slowboyzz. If y'all seen it on previous episodes, I've always had the sticker on here. I need the new one. The new one is fire.
We got a new logo.
Isn't it like that, or
it's
is it
kind of
different?
like this, but it's a little bit more updated.
Okay, it's more modern.
Yeah, a little more modern.
Yeah, that's fire. The name's clean. Like we said it in the podcast. Like it was in the archives. Like he said it. He was like, the name is super unique. Most people are fast, and that you started off of y'all being slow.
Yeah, like my car, it's never gonna be 1,000 horsepower. It's never gonna be 800 horsepower. It's technically slow to other cars, but it is what it is. I embrace it,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to be slow to be in Slowboyzz. It's just a
name.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Literally.
Yeah, it's just the name.
The name. Name. I mean, it can be anything. Just the name. That's all it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
Well, like I said, everything will be down in the description below. I know you asked me. Do you have anything else?
Nah, that's it from my end.
Alrighty. Well,
Just appreciate you coming on again. Sorry we had to reshoot this. When did we shoot it? The first one.
that was a while. It was last year.
Was it around this
That was
time?
early.
Yeah,
I think
almost
it
a year
was.
ago.
I think it was almost a year ago. Sorry that we're just now doing this, but hey, better late than never.
Facts.
Never late is better.
Yes, sir. But that'll do it for your boys over here at Opinionated. We'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.